My name is Amanda. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here today. So today's video is a part of the Love's Corner collaboration. There are about 23 of us who've gotten together to share our Valentine's DIYs with you, including Miguel, Blissful Among Women, and I am so excited about it. So we have a giveaway. All you need to do is go to my comment section and enter the secret word that I will say later in this video. All of the creators will have secret words, so just go ahead and enter them in the comment boxes and you will be automatically entered to win this giveaway. Also, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. Hit the thumbs up button if you like what you see so YouTube knows that you enjoy my content. Thank you so much. And also, if you're already subscribed to my channel, you're absolutely amazing. I really hope that you enjoy my videos, so let's go. So for DIY number 1, I'm going to share with you the super easy, cute, and inexpensive foam block DIY. So I took 4 foam blocks from the Dollar Tree. They come 2 to a package, or they have smaller foam blocks that have sharper edges that come 4 to a pack. But I painted these with a coat of my Waverly Plaster chalk paint, and they're not completely covered yet, but there's a reason for that. So now I glue them into 2 sets of 2, and then I glue those together so I have a square with the 4 of them. And then I'm going to give it another coat of my Waverly Plaster chalk paint, and this way I can get in all the cracks and make sure that I have really good coverage on this. So I had just turned those little sides that didn't have paint inward where my blocks attach. Now once my blocks are dry, I'm going to take some beautiful ribbon that I had in my stash. I got it on clearance at Michael's last year, I believe, but Dollar Tree has gorgeous ribbon options, and I'm just going to make my ribbon a little bit thinner by folding in those wire parts with tiny dabs of hot glue so that I can go ahead and wrap my ribbon around this foam block. So I'm just going to go ahead, set it on the bottom, and just wrap it around, and I'm going to glue it up there in the corner where the 2 ends meet. So tiny dabs of hot glue, trimming off any excess, and I'm just kind of pulling this taut so it doesn't get bunchy anywhere and it doesn't interfere with the way this is going to sit. So here I am just doing that, and then once that is completely done, I am ready to move on to the next step. So for the next step, I'm going to take another coordinating ribbon. This I had in my stash left over from Christmas, and I'm just going to go around that beautiful spring ribbon just to give it a stacked look. Then I'm going to go ahead and make a bow. So how I make my bows is I crisscross the ribbon over like an X, and then I just cut off the excess. And then I'm going to take whatever I have on hand. In this case, it is some twine, and I'm going to tie it tightly around the middle, and then I'm going to fluff up my bow on either side so it looks nice and cute. Once that is done, I can go ahead and attach it to the top of my foam block pieces right there where my 2 ribbons connect, so I can cover up any seam or glue mess there. So here is what we have so far, and once that is done, we're ready to begin with our word. But first, I'm going to glue down a little flower for my O, and this little flower just came from my stash. Dollar Tree has tons of flowers, and they do have cute little mini pink and white flowers. Then I just take these Dollar Tree poster stickers. They come in black, but I gave them a coat of my Waverly Ballet slipper, and I just go ahead and put them down on this block, and then I Mod Podge over them, and this is what it looks like. So cute, so easy, and so customizable. Several different words you could put on there if you wanted to. Okay, so for DIY number 2, I am going to share with you a floral wreath using Dollar Tree signs and Dollar Tree wreath form. So I'm going to begin by laying everything out. I have some florals, some ribbons, the Dollar Tree sign, the Dollar Tree wreath form, and I start by just taking this ribbon. Again, I just had this in my stash. I got it on clearance after Christmas, but you can really use any ribbon. You just glue it down and wrap all the way around your wreath form. So I go ahead and do that. I like to use strips. It just makes it easier for me to wind it around. And then I remove the little jute hanger from my sign and I glue my sign on. Now, as you see, I did run out of ribbon in the little section there at the bottom of my wreath, but that is okay because we're going to be using so many florals and stuff. I did not even worry about it. So here I am just kind of gluing that down with the hot glue right in the middle of my wreath. Once that is complete, I'm going to take some pink flowers that I purchased at the Dollar Tree and just remove one bunch. So I use one bunch of these pink ones, and I'm just going to kind of place them a little bit apart so that I can fit some florals in between them. So I put that big one there kind of in the middle, and then a small one on one side, another bigger one a little bit higher up. You can do this however you like it, but basically I just wanted to put florals around this part of the circle. So I'm going to use some of these beautiful kind of peachy orangey ones, tucking them in the middle of the pink ones as well. And then I'm going to be using some mini cream and pink roses from Dollar Tree. Absolutely gorgeous. I love these. And I'm just going to be tucking them here and there to kind of fill up any gaps and just make this look super full and super pretty. So now I'm going to go ahead and take some more flowers from Dollar Tree. These have these little tiny flowers and these beautiful greenery pieces. I'm just going to take them all apart and start tucking my greenery here and there, as well as my pretty flowers here and there. And I'm just going to put them where I like them on the outer edge to make it really fluffy. And I think that looks absolutely gorgeous. Now here's the bow that I made. I didn't want to keep showing you my bow process over and over, but I just used that same X method and just stacked up 2 different ribbons and tied them tightly in the middle. I placed them on top of my wreath where I wanted it to go. Now I did wrap a little piece of lace around the middle and glue a little pearl, and then I just took some more of that greenery and a couple of flowers and tucked it on either side of my bow to tie everything together. I think this is absolutely beautiful. It is in its place of honor in my living room, and I will leave it up through spring as I think that it is beautiful for spring as well. So I really hope that you guys like this wreath, and let's move on to DIY number 3. So for DIY number 3, I'm going to share with you this wooden window. So I purchased these wood frames panels from Walmart. They come 5 to a pack, I believe, and they are $2 and change. So I'm just going to lay 4 of them out in a square formation, and then I'm going to flip them over and glue them together. Once I do that, I'm just going to take 2 spare pieces of wood I had from broken Dollar Tree crates, but you can use popsicle sticks or whatever you like just to add some stability to this piece. So like I said, I'm just going ahead and gluing it together, and I am just using Gorilla Hot Glue, but you can use any type of adhesive that you like. If you would like to use an E6000 or something like that, that would be fine. But I find that this works for me pretty well with this Gorilla Glue. So again, just using these spare pieces of wood to stabilize the back. And again, use anything you like. You could even use a piece of foam board to stabilize the back. Then I flip it back over and I give the whole thing, well, not the whole thing, just the frames, a coat of my Waverly Plaster chalk paint. Then I go ahead and take a pretty piece of scrapbook paper that I had purchased at Michael's. It came in a pack, and I'm going to cut 4 squares down to size. I'm going to use my glue stick to go ahead and put them in each corner, and I'm just doing that because I don't want the wrinkles from Mod Podge, and this glue stick holds really well. And also that way, if I want to change up this paper, it won't be as big as a mess. Then I'm going to take one of these little grapevine wreaths that I had purchased at Hobby Lobby after Christmas. There were 4 to a pack, and I got them 75% off. I'm going to use a piece of this beautiful ribbon that we've been seeing a lot of in this video, and I'm just going to loop it through there and glue it to the back. Then I'm going to take some of these pretty little roses from Dollar Tree. Now, actually, these roses had come off a headband. I had cut them off a little lighted headband that I purchased last spring. Then I'm just going to glue a heart right there in the middle, and this heart is from an 8-pack from Dollar Tree. You could paint it or stain it if you would like. Then I'm just going to take Some more of those little greenery pieces that I used in the last DIY, and I am just going to tuck them here and there around my flowers just to tie this together with the ribbon and bring out some of this gorgeous green and also contrast all the pink. So here is what it looks like, you guys. I hope that you like it and it gives you ideas. You could even put letters on each block if you wanted to. All right, DIY number 4. This DIY is glass heart jars. I have seen several creators do this, so I wouldn't be sure who to credit. And I actually had done this when I first began my channel, but I wanted to do it again. And I'm actually doing it a little bit of a different way. So these are Christmas jars that I had purchased from Dollar General after Christmas. I believe I got them like 75 cents each. And I am going to be using Dollar Tree vinyl that I cut into a heart shape. And the reason I'm doing this is because, one, I could not find my painter's tape, and two, I know this vinyl does not stick very well to glass, or it's easily removable. And also, it's just easier to work with than the painter's tape. So Dollar Tree permanent vinyl, I just cut a little heart shape. You could use your Cricut to cut out your heart, but I just did it by hand. And then I painted my vase with 2 coats of Waverly Ballet Slipper chalk paint. Now, I will mention before I forget, before I begin painting, I did Mod Podge that and allow it to dry. Then I just remove that vinyl heart once my paint is dried and I'm ready for the next step. I take some jute twine and I wrap it several times around the mouth of my jar. It doesn't matter how many times you go around. And you also want to Mod Podge the outside of this jar as well after it's painted. I'm not sure if I showed that or not, but now I'm going to use these gorgeous laser woodcut pieces from Dollar Tree that I've been showing you here. And I'm going to take another piece of twine and tie it around my jar so that I have 2 tails for my laser cut wood pieces. So 4 of them are going to be painted with my Waverly Plaster chalk paint, and 2 of them will be painted with my Waverly Ballet Slipper chalk paint. I used one from a different package because I had used one. So they do come 6 to a pack, but one of mine has leaves on it. As I said, I had to substitute. But here I'm just going ahead and I'm going to use the flowers that have the Waverly Plaster chalk paint on my paint jar for contrast, and then on my other jar, my jar with the Waverly Plaster chalk paint, I'm going to use the pink florals. I hope that makes sense, but you'll see here, just to add some contrast and dimension. So here I am, I had tied my little jute twine bow, I have my tails, and I'm just gluing my little florals down. I'm putting one a little bit higher than the other. I think it looks cute like that, but you do it however you like. Now, I don't have a lot of beads on hand, but if you had some more beads, you could put a couple beads on there if you wanted to. The sky is the limit. I'm just giving you inspiration, but here's what it looks like. I put it all on a Dollar Tree tray that I painted with that pink color, and I love it together. Okay, DIY number 5. I'm going to show you this gorgeous ribbon tassel. Now I know I just got done saying I didn't have beads, but these ones are already spoken for. So I'm taking some ribbon pieces here that are all the same length. You can make them as short or as long as you like, and some lace pieces. I'm going to pinch them in the middle and tie that, and then I will fold that over and wrap some twine around the top so it looks like this. I'm sorry I lost a little clip of me doing that, but it is easy peasy, and I'm just going to leave the strings long at the top. The strings that I had originally used to pinch my ribbon in the middle, if that makes sense, I'll just leave them long at the top so I can go ahead and tie it onto my garland. Now I'm pinning some paint of my choice, which is my Waverly Ballet Slipper, in a Ziploc baggie along with a little tiny bit of water to dilute it, and I am mixing it up. Now I'm going to take my beaded garland from Dollar Tree. I'm going to put it in that bag and I'm going to smush it and squish it around. Once I am done with that, I'm going to remove it from the bag and place it on a plate and allow it to dry. Once it is completely dry, it has this absolutely gorgeous kind of stained look, and I really like it. This is the easiest way that I have found to do this. So now once it's dry, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a Dollar Tree heart for one end and my tassel for the other end. So I tie my tassel on one end, and then I take this Dollar Tree heart, comes 8 to a pack. I had used my, of course, Waverly Ballet Slipper chalk paint, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that on the other way. And that's about it for this super cute, super easy tassel. I absolutely love how it looks, and I hope that you like it too. I want to thank you once again for stopping by my channel. It means so much to me. If you have not subscribed, I'm going to invite you again to please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Now, if you do subscribe, please remember to hit the bell button so you're notified every time that I upload. And here I'm just adding a tiny little twine bow. So that is it for me. Enjoy our amazing playlist and see you soon. Stay safe.
You can subscribe to my mom's channel, and thank you for watching today's craft and stay safe.